Promethean Cult. The Promethean Cult is a variation of the faith of the standard Imperial Cult that has been officially recognized by the Ecclesiarchy as a non-heretical faith that has deeply influenced the Salamanders chapter of Space Marines and the people of their volcanic homeworld of Nocturne. History. Set down first during the time of the Great Crusade as the teachings of the Primarch Vulkan in written form and as a ritual practice, the Promethean Cult formed a body of doctrine that codified and promoted the spirit and culture the Primarch desired for his 18th Legion. A work of both clear vision and deep allegory, it drew both upon ancient Terran philosophical and martial thought, and the rich culture and mythic history of Nocturne on which Vulkan had been raised. Core to its tenets was the conviction that the Legiones Astartes had been created to fulfill a single and irrevocable purpose, the protection and liberation of all humanity, and that they were each and every one a savage weapon given physical and spiritual form to this single end. As living weapons, they were shaped and honed on the anvil of destruction and by the hammer of war, just as a blade is shaped in the fires of the forge to its perfect edge. The teachings of the cult emphasized self-reliance, loyalty, duty, patience, awareness, self-sacrifice and, above all, self-discipline and endurance. Drawing from Nocturne's culture of craft and trial, fire served as a dual symbol of creation and destruction and was taken as the cult's symbol and sign, as were the emblems of the anvil and the hammer. Implacable determination and the ability to endure any hardship is of equal importance within the teachings of the Promethean Cult, and trials of endurance and strength, often marked by ritual scarring or branding, became commonplace in the training and ongoing spiritual discipline. These practices, alongside overtly mystical elements of the Salamanders' belief systems, became commented on as barbaric by the few detractors, some of whom saw the growing strength of the Promethean Cult within the Legion as superstition and falsehood contrary to the imperial truth. That the cult promoted the worship of no gods and set as its fundamental tenet the primacy of humanity in the cosmos was enough to deflect such criticisms in most cases, however. And it is worthy of note that some have since theorized that the strength of this mythos within the 18 Legion served in part to inoculate it, so to speak, from the perfidious machinations of the word-bearers. Their emissaries never received more than polite indifference in their reception by the Legion or its master, and no warrior lodged to spread the War Master Horus poison was founded in its ranks, nor would such a thing likely have been possible. Doctrine at present. In the present era, the Promethean Cult calls on its followers to emulate the deeds and be true to the teachings of the Nocturnian Primarch Vulkan, as well as providing service to and worship of his divine Father, the Emperor of mankind. Prometheans believe deeply in the virtues of self-reliance and self-sacrifice for others, long-defining cultural values of the Nocturnian people who have struggled to survive the harsh environment of their volcanic and earthquake-racked homeworld. They hold a firm belief in isolationism. This is the tenet of their faith that only through spiritual meditation and exploration performed in isolation from others can a person gain a true understanding of both themselves and how they can best honor the legacy of Vulkan and serve the will of the Emperor. Prometheans make use of fire in many of their rituals and ceremonies and believe that they must be cleansed by the pain of fire before every major undertaking or initiative. The hammer, sometimes called Vulkan's sigil, the forge and the anvil are also important symbols for Prometheans due to the importance of the art of smithing in Nocturnian culture. Promethean believers also hold sacred the words of the ancient ritual book known as the Canticle of Immolation, which is often read by the Igniacs, the name given to Salamanders' chaplains, during the chapter's various ceremonies. For the Salamanders Astartes, Promethean beliefs manifest themselves most readily in the form of honor scarring. Before and after every battle they engage in, a Salamander Astartes will have a symbolic scar burned into his body and another after the completion of combat if he survives. Veteran Salamanders who have served that chapter for hundreds of standard years and thousands of battles will have their entire body covered in honor scars, including their ebon skin faces, which only receive the honor scars after all the other skin on the body has already been marked. As the Promethean Cult openly calls on its adherents to venerate the Primarchs and follow the Emperor loyally, it is not considered heretical by the Ecclesiarchy and instead has received official sanction as one of the accepted variants of the Imperium's state religion.